Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works, and my name is Keith. Alright, I'm just saying. Alright, we're back on to our do-over project, and we're back onto the K&T spindle repair. And we have this ring ready to start milling, except for we need to be able to hold this. So what I've done is I've put a piece of material in here that I use for a lot of friction driving, and I put in a disc of aluminum and put the center in here, and I've turned a face and a shoulder about 1 inch, so it'll be back from this edge about 1/4, but it's going to be a good substantial support for this. Now I'm going to probably drill a hole in here so I can put a pin the diameter of one of these holes so that it won't move, and then we'll be able to hold the aluminum fixture in the dividing head in the mill, and then we're going to be using slitting saws and end mills and things like that to put the one slice across here, and then the half moon cutouts for the clamping bolt. Alright, so I'm just about ready to pull this out and check the fit on here. After I do that, then we're going to go ahead, we're going to take this wafer that was on part of the mat track job. I sacrificed a piece off of that. I don't think we're going to have any more mat track bushings to be put in there. And I'm going to set this up in the friction drive, and I'm actually going to be making a cap that will sandwich this part and hold it stable out here. And then we're going to run a piece of all thread that will go through and come in against the back of the dividing head, and it's going to make sure that nothing is grabbed and thrown out of the jaws or slip in the jaws themselves. Alright, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to bring you in close. We're gonna check this fit on here and then move on to this piece here. Okay, on friction drive you're just held in with the tailstock, so we're just going to loosen this up and slide this back out of the way here, and alright, set it down here. Now we looked, we think we're a couple thousandths underneath here, but let's just make sure. There we go. That's a nice fit. I like that. Okay, and we'll be able to put some kind of anti-rotation in here, and we'll be able to set it up into that jaw. We're going to square up off of here, and then we'll be able to come in and actually do some of the scalloping. There's a double step scallop right in here, one for the threads to pass through, and then you have that slug that comes in and grabs each one. Then we'll go ahead and we'll set it up, and we'll drill a hole at the start of the let me get the part here so I can explain it better. The split line here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill a small hole so we have a radius here and here. We know that that makes it stronger, so we're going to go ahead and put it in. That's just a given. Why it wasn't put in here, who knows. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this plate out. And I use this to friction drive a lot of different things. And I also use this a lot because I have this belled out. Sometimes I have to grab something with a bell center. So, but this is uniform thickness and a couple shoulders so that you're pushing it against something and lets you do a nice friction drive. Both directions. Most of the time in this direction. Alright, we'll slip off our part, and we're going to put in our back support, which will be behind the part. Now all we're going to do here is we're going to drill and tap a 1/2 inch hole in here. And first off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see what is in here, or what we're setting on that is making this run out a little bit. Alright, that looks better. Okay, first off, I slide this back when we get a drill chuck in here. We're going to move you over to the other side so that I have room to work, elbow room to work here. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're gonna. Alright, we got that. Go ahead and pull out our center drill here. Let's go go get us a tap size for a 1/2 inch here. Okay, 27/64 is our tap size. Sometimes we just drill it out to be 7/16. It's just so close. We do that a lot. But here, we'll just go ahead and put this in here. Alright, we just double checking on our tap here, and we're pretty well set up here with the tap, and we have, no, I don't want that, I like this cutting oil. This is Tapmatic for aluminum. Alright, I got my tailstock real loose so that I can slide it by hand. Alright, bring it in here and then just get it started. Reverse it. When I'm going back, I kind of put a slight bit of pressure coming back out of the hole so I don't spin it at the very end. Alright, now that tap there is short from going all the way through. I have a length measurement, and I measure it, and I know that I'm shy of going all the way through. So what we have here is we have an extended tap here. This is made for reaching down in there, but it's also the minor diameter here so that it can pass through. And it's a 4-fluter. It's not a real performance tap. But I'm going to go ahead and just dip it in my Tapmatic there, and I'm going to grab a tap handle, and I'm going to go ahead and screw that through there so that I know I have continuous run of threads all the way through there. Alright, we went over, and I have this this little TRW. It's a real favorite tap handle, but I also do a test on the swing, and it's not going to be comfortable in there. I'm going to be hitting here or over here. So I'm just coming in here with my standard large general tap handle. And well, I'm not doing well with my cutting oils today. I'm changing brushes and everything else. Okay, alright, there we go. I dipped it and I walked over the box. I just want to make sure it's really saturated. I want to be able to come in the back with a stud and then come in the front with a stud on here, and they can meet in the middle. So this would be like one joining 1/2 inch coupler nut, but I want to have threads because I'm going to be using both directions there. Well, I'm out the back, so it wasn't too hard. I mean, I wasn't too far from going all the way through, so it's probably just the starting edge of that plug tap that didn't quite cut. Alright, now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to friction drive using this face to drive the little plate that we're going to have over the end, and we're going to turn a register and a face in on it, and then we'll put it in, and we'll put a through hole in the center of that for a stud to go through. Okay, we got the center in here, and tailstock's up in our position we want to work it at. And we're going to go ahead and crank this in here. Okay, we're going to be going a little faster than that. There we go. Okay, we're going to turn a slight shoulder so this thing will center itself on here. We'll turn it the same diameter that we turned that. We're going to turn this OD so it's the same size as the OD here, because we're going to be coming in with a slitting saw and we want to make sure that we're not going to be sticking out past the surface. So it'll be about that wide as far as its friction drive on there, which will, or hold, a clamping hold. Now we're going to be putting a slit in here, and we're going to be putting a stud in here holding it, but we're going to be solid on one half of this ring right here with this holding power. So we're really not going to be squeezing down on this side here. That's not going to travel any farther than this side's going to let us. And we're not going to be shy of that halfway around. We're going to be right at halfway around. So it's not going to tend to want to squish the blade. Okay. Let's give it a little feed here. Alright, we're going to be coming in off of this. This is about 5 inch, and we're going to be taking it down to 4 3/4. I want to keep it from ever bird's nesting up there, spinning around. Okay, let's see what we got here. Alright, we got 4,890, and we need to go down to 4 3/4. Now here's a Alright, here's another 50. Alright, and we're coming down, and that brings us to 795. So we got about 48 more to go or so. We can just take 50. It doesn't matter if it's slightly under. So this would be 25 per side. Gives a little more gloss. Okay, now we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna take, and this this here is about 700, maybe a little bit less, but we're just gonna take like a 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch, and we're gonna take it down to the diameter here. And this is just a few rough cuts so that we know what we're, to get some material off of there. So start out here. Give this just a little juice here. And we're going to go ahead and touch here. Now we're going to take a couple 100,000s and we're going to take it 1/4 inch deep, so we're going to touch off there. So we can set that at 0. All right, here we go. 100, 250. All right, let's get that debris out of the way. All right, cranking another 100. Here we go. Okay, we're going to take another rough, another 100, and then we'll go ahead and measure it. We should be down close. Okay, 4 1/8. So we actually have, we could take another 100 thousandths. And we got 940 or so. So we got 65 thousandths to go total. So we'll go ahead and we'll take we'll take about 32.5 here. Let's give that a shot. Okay, now instead of coming back, we're just going to crank out. All right, that cleaned that face there. I'm going to get a measurement here, and if it's good, we're going to just chamfer it, and then I'll be ready to hold and put a through hole in the center of this thing. And it's measuring right there at 3874, 3875. I think that's actually going to fit. All right, let's put some chamfers on there. Okay, drop on one of our DMPs here. I don't know if I'm going to get in. I'm not going to get into that other one with this. All right, and just want to wait till it stops. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to adjust this, but we're going to get this in on the back side there. Okay, we'll tighten it up there. Whoop. Something like that. Okay, we're good. There we go. Okay, we'll pull this out. And we may be able to do it with our standard tool, but we'll probably have to really wing it way over here off the compound here. Yeah, we'll put some kind of little chamfer right on there. There we go. Alright, we're going to regroup so we can set and we can drill a hole through it. So we're going to be pulling this out and pull the next part out, and we're going to set this one inside the jaws. Alright. Alright, fits right in there. Nice fit. Alright, let's go ahead and pull this piece back out again. And we'll just go ahead and blow it off so we got it over here nice and clean. Alright, now we're going to put this piece in after we blow chuck out. Alright, we'll tighten this up, and hopefully we can tighten this up and we still have alright, we have enough space to go ahead and run our drill past in the center there. We're just drilling out a through hole for 1/2 inch. Alright, we found a 33/64, just enough clearance for the 1/2 inch to travel through. Alright, here we go. Alright, we'll pull that out, and we're just going to chamfer it real easy in the big drill press with the countersink in there. And then we should be setting up on the index head. Okay, let me clear a little spot up. Alright, hey, I'm just saying. Alright, we got, this is the broken piece here we're working with. That's the head. The index head here, we're not mounted, we're not set up yet, but we're going to be doing that shortly here. And when we set it up, we're probably going to be putting in a hole so that this will lock solid to this, and it won't spin on the jig. Alright, and so we have threaded hole, which this will mount in the index head here, and it'll stick out so that we got plenty of room to play. And we're going to have an all thread coming back here with the plate sandwiches holding this in the index head, and it won't move. Then there'll be a stud coming out of here, and this plate will be mounted on there with the nut out here, and then we can go ahead and we'll rotate the part in here to a square here, and then we'll be able to do all the machining on this thing with this jig all in place. After we get the hole located, locked, 2 holes in here for the slit, then we'll take it and we'll turn it up, and then we're going to come in to the side, and we're going to take a wheel cutter, and we'll cut through, and we'll cut that slice that will be right on the center line. And that'll be done after we do the scalloping. We have a double scallop, so we're gonna do it on one side, we're gonna rotate 180, and we're gonna come over here this side of the center line and do the same thing on there, and that'll be before we actually split that.